This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit it twice for me, hit it 3 times for me, just because you can. I appreciate it. So on this video, we will be talking, yes, about Tekashi one more time. Bimmy has spoken on it. Tia Marie is reacting to her and 50 Cent, of course. And then we got some other news, TJ6, Drake, Celine Dion. Before we get into that, let's get into this. GreatLakeAce got the new video out called Dope Money Remix featuring Cash Out Calhoun. Make sure you go check it out on his YouTube right now.
I was 23, making 28 jump.
If you want to run ads in the channels, JordanTowerMedia@gmail.com. Let's get into it. So my boy MREC, he interviewed Bimmy for a little bit, a little clip. It's like a minute or two. And he's talking about Tekashi was brought up, and he said, you know, it's really their fault for not schooling him. He said, when I was coming up, you know, my OGs, they wouldn't let me near a cop car. They would do something themselves before I did it, and they schooled me into the game, and they teach you, you know, morals and values. They just threw him into it. They really what he's getting to is these guys were using him, okay? And they didn't school him on anything. They just made him feel like he was parted down with somebody when he wasn't, and it wasn't genuine. And if they had taught him morals and principles and taught him the game, he probably would have learned to sit down, be quiet. And if everyone was quiet, then he probably wouldn't have told. I agree with that, and I disagree with that at the same time, because if there's already CIs, there's so many factors in this that made him tell. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that I don't feel bad for anyone in this situation because they did it to themselves. They got greedy. You got Tekashi. You got an artist that is making hit records. Gummo is a big record. First of all, 9 Trey was already under investigation before him. This just put more fire in it. It put a weak link into the system. Now, when this is going on, there's a confidential CI at one point that is planting recording devices, putting wires on, wearing it around people. The driver's cooperating now. He's filming things in the car. These guys are telling on themselves on social media. You know, they're talking on the phone. And at the same time, they got a guy that's not really 9 Trey. And they're making him do things. And they're using scare tactics with him. And they're flipping on him. Certain guys aren't eating enough. There's no structure to how they're using him and how they're getting paid from him. You know, Harv wants his piece. Mel wants his piece. Shotty wants his piece. You're going to get sick of handing things out. If he was just giving one fee to Mel and he was distributing it, that's different. Then you guys could get more artists from there, and you could become a label and be completely out of the street. But they weren't. And they lost control of him. And then they got what they got. They started threatening him. They were sleeping with his baby mother. What was his reason to stay loyal to them at that point? Especially, he's not from that life, right? So, and he hasn't known him long enough to feel like he has to like stand up for them. Plus, they disrespected him by sleeping with his wife or his girl, threatening to take him out on the phone. And then the cops, when they got that wiretap, they played that for him. That was probably it. He probably agreed to work with him right after that. So I don't think he would have sat down in a room. See, they did the whole thing wrong. If they made him feel like family and treated him as family, then he probably wouldn't have said anything. But they didn't treat him like family. And they had no structure to their little scheme here. It didn't work. So Bimmy's right. If they did teach him and had structure and had everything, he probably wouldn't have told. So it's their own fault. It's everybody's own fault. He's at fault and they're at fault. And people have to look at it like that because that's life. Then we got Drake being a creep, okay? He said he wants to tattoo Celine Dion. Celine Dion heard of this and she said, whoa, 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 whoa. She begged and pleaded with him on TV. Please don't please don't put me on your body. That's creepy. Drake being a creep once again. Then we got, now this leads me to fake love, okay? I'm seeing a lot of people out here that never knew Nip, never knew Neighborhood Nip. And they're tattooing him on their body. That is weird. If you had a personal relationship with him, that's totally different. If you didn't ever knew him before, I'm seeing basketball players and stuff getting like full-blown tattoos of him. Never spoke to him before. That's weird. That's all I got to say about that. Yes, he was a good individual, and he had a lot. He had a lot to offer, and he did a lot. But don't be weird, bro. Come on, you know that's weird. You know, let the people who really go close to him, let them do that. It's special to them. To you, you're just clout chasing. It's fake love. It's got to be real, man, to do that. You know, to tattoo another man you never knew on you, that's spooky. Anyways, let's go. Oh yeah, Tierra Marie. She's trying to troll 50 Cent, you know, saying that he's hanging out with a snitch rat. Come on, Tierra. Tierra's always trying to like get a little clout. Then we got, speaking of clout, TJ6. I don't know if you've heard of this rapper in Detroit that talks about scamming and all this other stuff. He keeps trying to scam the people. He fake arrested himself at a show. He hired a cop to fake arrest him. Now he's putting out fake reports that he was arrested for fraudulent bank checks. Stop putting that bad energy out there, bro, because it'll come to you, okay? I looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's fake news, okay? Might be wrong, and I'm open to being wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's fake news. Oh yeah. I wish I had a picture. I'm so sloppy. I didn't put a picture of this up, but T Grizzly, he just dropped a video. It's good. It's a really good song. It's about his aunt, really, and what happened. Now, this just happened. I mean, this really just happened. T Grizzly hasn't even been in the game that long. 2017, February 2017, he came on the scene with First Day Out. And now we're in 2019, and he lost his manager / aunt, okay? He dropped a song called, a new song, Satish. Now, on this, he memorializes her. I can't even speak. But here is the problem. Here's the problem. So on this song, he's talking about getting revenge. Yeah, let me get rid of this and put his picture up. So he's talking about getting revenge on here. And I hope somebody close to him. I'm seeing a huge difference in everything quickly. He's not really grieving yet. He needs to grieve. She was just August 21st. What is it? 1 month, 30 days later, he has a video and a song out addressing this. And I understand it's therapeutic. The next thing I don't want to see is T Grizzly going to jail for retaliation. I don't know who he has beef with in Detroit. It's probably just someone that's jealous. But I don't see who he could have beef with, because before this he did some like robbery thing out of town. He wasn't really, I don't see who he has beef with. It must have been something that happened while he's rapping, jealousy in the city. And this is why you don't stay in your city when you blow up. I know it sounds crazy, but you can't. Now he's rolling around with like guys with heavy artillery. I don't even know if these weapons are legal in Detroit. Then he's talking about, you drop one of mine, I drop 4 of yours. And that's the last thing I want to see. I know there was an attempt on his life and they took out his aunt, and that's horrible, and he needs to grieve. He needs to take the rest of the year off, or work on a project, drop it, and just chill for a second, you know, like, because I don't want to see him go to jail, man, you know, over retaliation, over having too much weapons around him. I've seen videos of him driving on the highway and guys, you know, poking guns out the window while they're driving by. You know, it's like, it doesn't make sense. So, I mean, it makes sense because he's paranoid, but it doesn't make sense because, you know, you can get a lot of trouble. And I don't want to see him get in trouble. He's talented. So, I hope somebody close to him, you know, I don't know. I don't know who he trusts. You know, I just hope somebody can get through to him. Anyways, it's Jordan Tower with JT News, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace. GreatLakeAce got the new video out called Dope Money Remix featuring Catch Out Calhoun. Make sure you go check it out on his YouTube right now.
I was 23 making 28 jump. I was 19 with the 16 in the trunk.